Okay, here we go. Jumping into this next game, a classic map, Savannah. Spawning in the bottom of the map in a blue color, playing Ra. He was playing Ra in his last game. This game he's playing Ra. His name's Gold Lion. His teammate in the teal color, playing Loki yet again, is TSM Player. Their opponents today, coming from the DoD clan in the red color, playing Isis, is DoD's Fox. His partner today, in the green color, playing Loki. His name is Shelty. DoD is up 1-0 in this best of 3. We're going to attempt to get all of these games done pretty quickly. We'll see how they go. The schedule is supposed to be about an hour for each game, each set. So we're probably going to go a little bit later, but that's okay. The map is Savannah. Savannah is one of those classic maps that everybody knows and loves. There's a lot of hunt on these maps. It's normally forward. Sometimes, though, it's a kind of percentage chance. I'm not sure what the difference is in the Titans, especially the balanced maps, but you can find hunt over on the sides oftentimes, but not 100% of the time. And a lot of the time you find a bulk of your hunt in the middle of the map. That means you can often expect a lot of heavy raiding playstyles with lots of food-based armies. And if you push your opponent off hunt, you get a very, very significant advantage, because not only do they not hunt it, but you can also hunt it later in the game. And you just keep on getting that ridiculous food income. Okay, so Shelty's going to be going for a similar build order that he did last game, and same with a player, because they both started off with a rhinoceros in their starting line of sight, which was similar to the caribou. It does delay the initial hunt because you have to kill the rhinoceros, but it's not that significant. I think you actually get that back by the fact that you're dumping resources right into your ox cart instead of maybe a little bit of bumpiness if you're in a caribou pack. We do see one change of god though. Gold Lion playing Ra instead of Uranus. Ra is one of those hidden overpowered gods which nobody really realized. Well, not nobody. There were some people that kind of understood how strong Ra was. Just simply because Ra doesn't have to fight for resources unlike every other god. Because he has access to really early farms and also a lot of cheap farms with Shadoof. I believe the patch has nerfed Rain or Shadoof. I wish I read the patch notes a little bit clearer. But essentially, Ra took a little bit of a nerf just because he's performing a little bit too well for what he should. Basically, too well for the risk he was taking. I like Savannah for Ra because you can just you don't have to farm. You can hunt for a while, and it catches people off guard sometimes. That being said, farming definitely is the economic way to go, and you can play really, really strong if you play the build order correctly. You can get a lot of trade out very, very fast. Do see a little relic here for Gold Lion. It's for Spearman, Ulfsark, and Momilo and Hoplite. So we may be seeing some spears coming out for Gold Lion. Maybe a 2 town center play with Spearman and then a semi-fast mythic. It's always an interesting play. It's a very old strategy. Maybe these new players don't really know about it. But with that relic, you get that 5% extra hack attack, makes them extra strong. Then when you get to the mythic age through Horus, you grab the Horus Spearman upgrades, and it's pretty brutal. It's very, very strong. We do see another relic over here, Trios Bow. This relic's not... It's actually amazing. I was going to say it's not that great, but it's amazing. You get +2 to range. Having +2 to range means essentially you can hit and run without any real hassle, especially for like Ra. If Ra gets that relic, then they have extra speed and extra range. Which means you go in, you shoot. When your opponent's shooting back, you have the faster speed to dodge arrows. So you shoot and then you run, they shoot back. They don't hit you, you deal damage, and then you can rinse and repeat. It can be disgusting. We see a really early prosperity here from Fox, so I'm not sure if this means he's going to be grabbing a bunch of early priests or doing a really early farm in order to steal the rain from Gold Lion. But it looks like Gold Lion's content with hunting at this point, so maybe he's going to be staying away from that. I'm not sure. Fox has got pretty good hunt. He's found not giraffe. He's found gazelle. He's got some some elephant here as well, but I guess he's playing against Loki, so he's not going to be able to hunt for very much of that time. I'm super interested in what's going on here. He's going through Bar, so he's got the resources. He's not producing Priest, so that gold's going somewhere, potentially into a fast second town center. Okay, that's what's going on. It looks like Gold Lion's going for that fast second town center as well, with 11 villages on gold so early. That being said, we do see Herser coming out straight away. Does he know that this is here? He's sending them straight there, running past that priest. He's going to pick that off, get that early favor in order to get Hall of Thanes super early. I never like the trying to bump the priest. It's always better to just go, maybe you can separate your Herser, send one on and send the other on around so that they're not bumping into each other. But in general, I reckon that priest could have been taken. That was some really nice attack, what's the word, mechanic abuse right there. There's a thing called speed walking. If you take one of your units or two of your units and you move them at the same time, sometimes you can get the slower unit to catch up a little bit faster just to join the formation. It's a bit of a glitch, buggy glitch, but it's fair game. And you see a bunch of the laborers now moving onto this back town center. He's going to be able to get that up easily. This location doesn't guard anything though, so I'm interested in what he's going to be using it for. You get a nice safe forest, but the gold mine over here is pretty gone. Do you see that a troll has spotted the forward hunt of Fox? Fox going to be losing quite a few villages early on, which is not very good. You can see that Shelty's going to be sending in some Herser to that early spot. We see that Gold Lion has grabbed that early second town center, has got Shadu producing a bunch of these farms. He's got Plow as well, so we're going to be seeing a rain very soon. And yep, Fox is going for that sneaky fast farm of his own in order to grab well, that was a really nice shifting sands. As a side note, you're picking off all of these units that were going to be stopping. Holy fast third town center. That's never been done before. That's very greedy. Basically, he's going to be booming like a mofo, and he's going to be using his rain in order to do so, but he's also going to be building spearmen, so he needs to get a butt ton of farms out in order to afford that. But he's probably going to be able to do it. He's producing a little bit more farm, and it's also delaying the rain because maybe he's read that Fox is, well, he sees that Fox has gone for the early farms. So if he delays the rain, that means that Fox's his heroic age gets delayed. You see an armory and a barracks are up for Fox, or the Fox's armory is going up. He's not producing anything out of it, so it's more of just a scare factor. Some villagers sitting on this wood for some reason instead of over here. Maybe they got picked off. And we see that a troll's been picked off there. TSM player's troll gets picked off by Shelty, so Shelty's now searching for things. TSM player doing the same thing he did last game, getting that early second town center with an Ulfsark. If that gets spotted, it's pretty brutal. He's not going to be able to, well, I mean, he's defending, so he's reading that that's a location he has to defend because Shelty's over here picking off things. It's really forward gold line right there. There we see the rain going down by gold line. How many farms has he got? I don't think I can see. 17 farms. And then here as well. So 17 plus 6, I can't do math, but that's 23. So that's a huge amount of food income. He's going to be able to produce all of these villages. He's only got the one barracks up and he's producing axemen, not spearmen. Producing axemen to deal with the Ursa of Shelty. So that means that Shelty's going to have to start producing some raiding cavalry to deal with the axemen. It's one of those weird counter situations which you don't really think of if you're a new player. You see axemen and you're like, well, they're infantry. I've got to build throwing axemen in order to deal with them. But axemen actually have a bonus against throwing axemen, and no bonus against raiding cavalry. They've got 40% hack damage, hack armor, and 5 hack attack. So they don't do much damage to raiding cavalry. Raiding cavalry do their full damage, pretty much their full damage to the axemen. So they're a really good option. Especially if you mix in myth units and a couple of Herser that can attack the other things. We see a 4 gold line move here for Shelty. I'm not sure it's going to, I mean, there's not really many options for him, but he's going to have to work out a way to defend that. Looks like TSM player is going to be coming in. There's no spy on this, so he shouldn't know it's there. And Shelty is leading him away from it. So very smart. And it looks like he's not building any units, so he's looking for for a heroic age. I think he did just garrison units there, so he's looking for that last little bit of food. And there we do see Bragi's coming up there. No Bragi just yet for TSM player, but he does have that second town center, so he's going to be producing those dwarves. It's going for a little bit later, and we do see Nephthys coming up now for Fox. No heroic age. Oh, there we go. Hathor is coming in for Gold Lion. Gold Lion getting very, very, very aggressive, grabbing this forward town center here. I really do like this. Shelty is completely preoccupied. He's going to be able to get this town center back with a flaming weapons, but it's his town center to begin with. So I think it kind of seems like Gold Line's trading 400 gold for a flaming weapons, which is always want to do that. That being said, though, Shelty might... Oh, nice. No, not the best of Locust. Locust used to be a really strong god power. It's been nerfed pretty heavily so that the range of it is a little bit smaller, which I really like. It means that the faster you react to it, the less damage it does. So it rewards two types of players. It rewards defenders who are good with their army, and it also rewards a Ra player that can multitask that Locust with another raid. Because if you can force your opponent to be thinking about something else, cast it, and then you can do really, really good things. There we do see that a Flaming Weapons and Ancestors Eclipse coming down here, so nice double here. That being said, that's even more stuff you're spending to take down this location. And he does need to be attacking with these units as much as he possibly can. So Shelty's going to take down this location fairly easily. It's really difficult to, it's super difficult to deal with flaming weapons as Ra. All of the myth unit spawns, you just can't deal with that. And he loses his Pharaoh really early in the fight as well. Never like to see that. You see that the Ancestors moving in now. They're going to be attempting to pick off all these villages. And we do see that TSM player now coming through. He's going to be going through Bragi as well, but he's just clicked it. So he's got another minute to wait before he gets it. So this town center is going to fall. TSM player is going to show up, and it looks like Fox is going to be using this as a time to grab that third town center. He does need to think about getting some more units out there. Does he have a Migdol stronghold, or is he just going Axeman? He's just going Axeman for the time being, so that's pretty good for him. The army of TSM player is going to be moving back now. So Shelty wants to think about grabbing this town center as fast as possible, or going to the Mythic Age. One of the two. Either or is fine. If he goes to the Mythic Age, Hell or Tyr is perfectly viable options. Fimbulwinter's super strong in team games because you get that double spawn of wolves. You do a lot of damage to your opponent's economy. It's much better than in 1v1s. It's normally Hell is always the right choice in a 1v1. I don't like this this fight right here. You need to attack that priest that's empowering this, or it's never going to go down. Even if you get all these units in, maybe even if you just grab that troll and you just one shot and it's fine. The Migdol stronghold will be going down, maybe if he can, but he's going to have to retreat. Unfortunate. It looks like TSM players come in now. He's going to be attempting to pick off all of Shelty's units. Shelty's really way out of position here, losing all these units for free. I don't like the fact he even fought that at all. He should have just split his army up and taken the losses. Not sure what he's doing with these gatherers. He's just walked past an elephant. Interesting choice. But it looks like Shelty gets out with a lot more than I thought he would. Looks like Fox is now trying to move in here, doing what he can with his army. He can't really do a lot of damage with Axemen and Siege Towers against this army. Does he have Funeral Rites? He does have Funeral Rites. Super important tech to grab against Loki as Isis. It allows you to really deal with what Loki can do. Delicious water. Alrighty, we see a forward Migdol stronghold going up here. So this is going to be useful for dealing with the flaming weapons that is coming from player. So if you can come in and do like some sort of... Ooh, what happened here? See, that's bad casting by me. I got distracted. I feel like Shelty did just catch TSM player's army, but player's so far ahead that it doesn't really matter at this point. Losing a couple of units here and there. What's really hard for Norse to deal with if you don't set up fast enough is a classical army spam of Egyptians. You need to build so many more longhouses as a Norse player in order to use your economy and deal with the spam of Egyptian classical units, because they just come out so fast. Sorry. especially when their buildings are right on the opponent. He's producing chariots, but it looks like he doesn't have that many villages on wood, so it takes probably would be better to maybe produce something like elephants, or spend that food and gold that he's got. Looks like Fox got a little bit overzealous with those priests trying to pick up a battle ball. They're quite expensive for what they do, so you really don't want to lose them. If you can keep them in the back line and just pick off what you can, that's always good. We do see spears and axemen coming out now, so it's a nice counter. Both armies counter each other. So if you can get the Hersa onto spears, the Raiding Cavalry onto axemen, and vice versa, you can be very, very good. I do like the way that players splitting up his army right here. Really huge fight coming over here. Migdol Stronghold going up, but not quite fast enough. All these battle balls are going to be doing a lot of damage. Gold Lion really needs to get all of those priests out. He's picking off these battle balls really, really hard. Only having 2 priests is not very good. If Gold Lion can hit the Mythic Age through Osiris, though, you can really deal with that. Looks like TSM player is falling through to that nightmare situation as Norse, which happens when you don't build a butt ton of longhouses. He's only got the 3 longhouses and 3 temples. It's not enough to spam. You need to have like 10 longhouses when you're on 3 town centers. He is throwing up that back town center, so he's going to stay on those 2 town centers. But Fox is going to keep pushing. It's just brutal. You can see those villagers moving in now, going to be grabbing that 4th town center, sitting in the same situation that Gold Lion is. So this is going to be a kind of a race against the clock for both players. We're going to see maybe a little bit of overzealous play by Fox in order to catch up. He's got a little bit of catching up to do to catch up to where Shelty is. Basically, if Shelty can hold better than TSM player can hold, that's going to be the story right here. We need to see more siege towers coming out so that Fox can pick off all of TSM players' buildings quickly, and all the good stuff. We see a lot more longhouses going down. You really should have had those up beforehand. That's one of those inexperienced things where, I wouldn't say TSM players inexperienced, but not playing against this play style of Egyptian classical army in a lot of your games can lead you to just not realizing what you need to do, and a lot of longhouses is the secret. Because I reckon players' economy is probably sitting at maybe even a stronger point than Fox's was when he was fighting, and he could have produced more units. Anyways, we do see that TSM player and Gold Lion both on that same gold line, and the battle ball now picking off Gold Lion's town center. See, I thought that they were losing right here, but Shelty's like coming back. This is really, really well played by him. So many battle ball. Were really hard to deal with Azra. Grabbing that early 4th town center instead of going for the Mythic Age for Son of Osiris is really hurting him right now. I really love that Frost Giant. Frost Giants are so strong. You always want to try and get the special ability onto Siege Towers though, as a general rule. This is some nice play right here, trying to pull back villages, trying to keep the Siege Towers alive as long as possible. I'm still not sure why there's not like a Siege Workshop right on the front line. You chuck a Siege Workshop down right here. And we just see that Flaming Weapons is going down. I'm not sure this is very good. This seems like a last-ditch effort right now. All these guys are gonna just die. There's not that many units. You can fight it. Just fight it. Kill off the Herso so he doesn't produce any myth units as fast as you can. Get your Axeman on the Herso, and then everything else kills everything else really, really fast. We just see a Migdol Stronghold going up at the front line. I'm never a fan of this. I think always Siege Workshop first. It's just better. Get the Siege Towers out right onto your enemy buildings, and it's always strong. See another push going on here. Town Center going up for Shelty. If Shelty gets this up, he's using these battle boys, a little defensive tactic here. See Watchtowers going up for Gold Lion. Gold Lion needs to be getting out Priests, man. Priests need to be out. Maybe Pashustros might be a vibe because they get that bonus percent against myth units, but definitely Priests or something. That Town Center going up. So now Shelty's sitting in a great position. Not grabbing that back town center might be a vibe for Fox to grab that, just because it's always hard for a Norse player. You can just send up one Ulfsark over there and it's always good. And we can see that this location is going to be really difficult to take down without a butt ton of siege towers. Watchtower's coming up right now. He doesn't have crenellations, does have masons. Crenellation's not going to do a lot against an army that's got no cavalry, unless you count heavy chariots. It's kind of as cavalry. They're not. You don't get the bonus, but it's good. It's always good to have that crenellations. It means that they don't miss. It means more damage. And as this is going on, it looks like Shelty's unrelenting pushing right now. Still not sure why this Trios bow hasn't been grabbed. I think it affects throwing axemen. Not 100% sure. Fox is being unrelenting though. He's got like the perfect amount of priests. 7 priests. It just means if you can focus down a myth unit with it, they do so much damage. I just like kind of like a critical mass of 7. Look at this battle board. Just die instantly, and then you just focus the next one. It's just they do so much damage. Nephthys is one strong god. I would like to see this siege tower maybe attacking a building. It's always a good thing. I'm still not sure where that forward siege workshop is, but oh well, that's not happening. Looks like TSM player and gold line again, just chasing around gold mines. A little bit funny. Shelty can pretty much sit back at this point and just ride the Fox wave. Fox is out of control, man. His ISIS is absolutely gnarly. As we can see, the siege tower is now coming in. Going to be taking down this town center. There is masons, but 2 siege towers with no villages on them. And TSM player seems like he's crumbling under the pressure of Fox's ISIS. This is brutal. All of these units picking off everything. Town center falling. And I reckon we're going to see a tap out here from TSM player as Shelty's now catching up to gold line. Fox is way ahead. Fox can send villages over now. Want to send these siege towers right onto the watchtowers and just like break everything down as fast as you can. We don't see, there we go, we do see the tap out by TSM player. Gold line going to be tapping out soon, I'm sure. There's so many myth units. Such good play by Fox and Shelty. I actually thought gold line and TSM player had this game in the bag, but some really nice play by Fox and Shelty there. Coming back, playing really, really well. That's 2-0 for DOD. That's really well played. GG. We're going to be jumping into a new game shortly with Hell's Ravage